Hi, everybody. We are here now today to talk about lists. So what type of lists are you able to build in HTML? You have three main list types. The first one is the unordered list or bulleted list. Those are lists that you see in the browser that generally they present a bullet in front of each item. The ordered list or numbered list. The ordered list are lists that you generally see with the numbers, 1, 2, 3, or Roman numbers, okay? Now, the definition or description list, that list is generally used to build, for example, definitions like a vocabulary or a glossary that you're going to build. Okay, so I'm going to show to you how to build those lists, and then I will comment a little bit more about each one of those. So let me share my screen here with you. Okay, so here I have the HTML, a very basic HTML. Okay, that first part here I'm not going to comment about because it just has with what we have been talking since the beginning of our lectures, okay? Now here in the body, we have the header, as you can see here, okay? Just with a heading one saying lists, okay? And then we have the main tag here that contains three articles. Each one, I built an article for each of the lists that I'm going to show to you. So every time you're going to build a list, okay, an ordered list or ordered list, you will start with the UL tag for the unordered list. Inside that UL tag, you are going to start putting your LI, the list item tags, for each item you want to write. So, tomato, LI, another LI, meat, milk. As you can see here, I'm building, it looks like that I'm building, okay, a grocery shopping list. So in that case, that's fine to use an unordered list because the order does not matter. Does it matter when I arrive at the grocery store and I pick up the meat before the tomato? No, it doesn't matter, right? Now, let's build now an ordered list. So I'm gonna go here on the second article right after the heading 2, because we remember that an article or a section, they require a heading, right? So here we have, now I will build an ordered list. So I will start with the OL tag, okay? Ordered list. Inside the OL, I will put my LIs. So the LI, so first, read the lecture. Then the second, practice with the files. The third LI, do the assignment. So this is kind of a recipe for you to succeed in a course. So you first read the lecture, then you practice with the files, and then you do the assignment. So the order here matters because I'm trying to tell you what is the best approach, what are the best steps for you to take to succeed in the course. So you first read the lecture, then you practice with the files, then you do the assignments. So in this case, that's why I'm using an ordered list, okay? So I don't use an ordered or ordered list just because I prefer the bullets or I prefer the numbers. No, I use when it makes sense to use. So the list that I'm presenting, should it be followed in a certain order? Is it imperative that it's followed obeying that order? If the answer is yes, then you need to use an ordered list, okay? It's all about, remember, semantics, okay? Now, the definition list, I use DL, definition list, or description list, as some folks call. The first thing that I define is the DT, which is the definition term, okay? So, for example, CPU, okay? This is the term. Then I write the DD tag. That's the definition data. So I'm going to define the term. So center processing unit. This is the brain of a computer. Something like this. So I'm defining. You see, it's like I'm creating a kind of a glossary. So I'm going to do another term. DT, FTP, and then DD, file transfer protocol. Protocol used to transfer files. As you can see, I'm using Visual Studio Code, okay? And as I start typing the tags, if there is a closing tag, it will type immediately the closing tag for me, so then I do not forget. And look that as I type the enter, okay, as I press the enter or the return key of my computer, it keeps the indentation, so it organizes the code for me, okay? So now I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to find that file, which is right here, and I'm going to open in the browser. So there you go. So you have the lists. So the unordered list, you see that by default, it creates bullets. We can change that using CSS, which you're going to see later. The ordered list, it starts with the decimal numbers, but we can use alpha, meaning A, B, C, D, okay? A capital letter, we can use Roman numbers. And look at the definition list. It's indent by default. By default, you see that I'm not using any CSS. It indents by default the definition of the item. Look that also the ordered and unordered list, the browser indents by default. I'm not using any type of CSS that you could see in my code. And that's the way it's presented. Okay, so here you go. You now know how to use, and you now know how to build lists in your HTML. Okay, see you next time.